with them no have national elections because I have an interest, especially Dr. Kwabena Dufo, who is being in the running with them no to be the candidate with them no. But since I know the Juma what they no, and as my former boss no, I want to go and help him. The Nyama what they and I do during the Funka games, it will not happen this time around. And to have an interest, a keen interest, because of moi, Dr. Kwabena for that boameda. And to have this is interest. I may want to me became my adjectives na me from this describing. Because because Ghanaians need someone who is peaceful. Who is peaceful, who has this country at heart.
I don't understand it. I mean, there's a opponent, weak candidate, I know when you are. Why the when you are here, what didn't want answer more comment?
Oh, they do. In there, Ian, we have an interest in shaping what happens in NDC. Because we want them to
shaping.
Yes, we want them to be like us. Show comradeship, love, unity, togetherness. To be able to forge ahead and bring development. And all those things, violence and corruption, only those things, That is why we have an interest in who? Because PeeKay. For them, we know that they are afraid of Dr. Bawumia. No two ways about it.
Still.
Oh yeah. They would do, and I say, on Dr. Bawumia videos in Ghana, where you?
But you know what? What they are saying is,
oh, PeeKay. BBL see or yeah, Dr. Bawumia no yeah. All the things they are doing, is to let Ghanaians know that we are afraid of Dr. Bawumia. So try as much as possible to denigrate him, to dirty him, to put him in the mud.
Wait. Some of the things that he said. Some of the things he said. No, what budget?
And I'm sure that.
Okay, so if today, remember, if today, I am saying that if today, we have arrested the CD and giving the keys to the IGP.
Yeah.
That's a CD in way pay a number
Oh, CD now.
Who arrested the CD?
Yes, because
who arrested the CD?
There is no economic policy that is making the CD fall than the normal trading activities and for 4 years because of the global recession and into. And that is what is happening.
Wait. He told us there watching.
Yes.
One John who led the loss.
Oh, and I make sure that I will inquire some do. Inti nyama warrior no they will. But for us we are not afraid of any candidates. Okay. Because if Mr. Mahama, you know what we've done to him twice. And you know what the verdict the Ghanaian populace have on him. That he is not qualified to lead this country. Supreme Court gave him the opportunity. Wait him on CBU. If they want to bring him, we don't have a problem. Because we have a better candidate than him. So we don't have a problem. Again, Dr. Kwabena Dufo you be a party grassroots. Because of that, the minimum party will gang up against Dr. Kwabena. Oh no, the NDC should be people who remember the past. So to be able wait. If you are someone who can't remember the past.
So what has Kwabena Dufo done for the party?
Kwabena Dufo?
Why then for the party?
One, the first person to be appointed a minister who didn't take salary.
Like our current finance minister.
Yes, no, yes. The second one I may call who didn't take ex gratia, who didn't even announce that he was not going to take ex gratia. Who doesn't like fanfare, or no? Only Dr. Kwabena on your drama king.
Say, no allowance.
They be na make sure
that those your finance minister, foreign minister.
Yes. Na me ba make sure no. No. Dr. Kwabena for you be a using a car. On a casa using a car. On also tonight Nanado, on also Nanado under Nanado Tenerife. Nanado and boo fuel one fuel coupon. Dr. Kwabena do for one fuel coupon. It's no you be. I say
some of PIA so it's nothing new. It's nothing spectacular.
Debut this year number day this year I can't vouch that Nanado Jenny S Gracia, another one Jenny S Gracia. but doctor come for anyone on 1JS gracia. Into no you be a odomano. Ah, and with them no. Only know you be a obada, Ninu and Nimbi, anyone mobile.
So as some can go for some abo.
They do make sure the love I have for Dr.
Cobradu for some non form party.
E would have no
you Cobradu for yes people in your head and over matter for
they will say so in this ni. E would oh in this ni. It end this for some
na this election na cover Cobradu for abe.
They be time make catch there. Ya wish one we need no. Okay. Ya wish one. Well. Ejumano so one want to me win so or better luck next time. Okay. Na one wa bro one so no. It's a demonstration there. You catch one there.
Kase won kruma. Wa bro bi akase no kruma na.
They be una make sure there. Even one ma will pay their hospital bills.
Okay.
I can wanna today Speaker of Parliament what one Nando na de na doli. Na doli one wa bro one na doli no me no bi akasa o de want to mo hwe de e betumi nya hospital bill na e wodam no na ke titia one so wa bro one wodo ma inkro no one so opacho wotum
nyipa wa vim no ye da
say
wa vim one o ye
debi o onye de vim kaka wo one bro na wa bro one na emojare ba no de na me che o de one wa ko hospital and then enwa what discharge one my hands and bill no. Okay. Na ye ntu amount. Alright. Na me wish one day. Or your bro na wa bro one. And with them. But MPP our doors are open. Okay. For them to come. And we will not treat them. Yeah, even the young bro. Even the Francis say me I wonder what by MPP. And with also a bro.
Say ya that's it.
And now
must say ya that's it. Francis say mamala na me work for you. I want na now.
And I'm saying to bro, with the bro, what the bro, and a gin. And I say, when your baby page now,
wrestling referee.
They don't make patch there.
Oh, Pesca, Brevai. Next,
I would like to use this opportunity to begin with to salute throughout the whole country where the elections took place. Congratulations to all. Especially,
I mean, that some didn't take, some didn't happen.
It did not happen that very same day, but it went on to the next day. Yes, fine, yes. And this is just simple, you know. First of all, greetings to my constituents and my constituency, the current chairman, the former chairman as well. I salute him so much for his posture, the way he showed leadership after the elections. And the current chairman, in fact, I salute you. The doctor of all, he's also done very well, and he's manning the position of the chairmanship this time. Congratulations. And to all those who won and all those who lost, we salute you all. Congratulations to us all. To begin with, my brother yesterday, Tema East. Violence be there and all those kind of things. Why should Honorable Kempis contest for a constituency chairmanship? Sometimes when I hear people, senior men like him, talking like this, instead of talking like a Ghanaian, but it's rather unfortunate he was on the normal, politicking kind of a thing, trying to, inject politics. And you see, knowing vividly is politics that will give you a good water to drink. Knowing is politics that will give you a good school to attend. Knowing is politics that will create the enabling environment for you to do business and stuff like that. You will take politics serious. You will respect politicians sometimes. Honorable Kempis, even per our party structures, the NDC, to be a constituency chairman is one of the biggest achievements ever in the party. Yes. Number two, even this time to become a branch executive is not a joke. Because we understand that it's from the root level that we can build on. And it's the root that holds the party. So now the party has, given the opportunity to the grassroots to, to hold the party. Inti, sir, to me, it's now with the branch level, let alone constituency level. Ebia, menua on shada entinia mabiase. Young NDC, as a political party, we have our rules and regulations, how we do things. Inti, to be an MC and to become a constituency chairman, to become a constituency chairman, my brother, is not a joke.
So
that is the no, at all.
Okay.
To become a chairman, you spearheaded, like if you are going to sell a product, you are going to let's say you are going to produce an MP for your constituent.
Yeah.
You are going to make sure things goes on well. You are the one.
He's been there before.
He's been there before.
He's been a mayor. He stood for election.
Exactly.
He lost by a whisker.
Yes. So having all those experiences, having that technical know-how, going back to the constituency level, this one alone should tell you that NDC or his friend is saying, Honorable Kempis has a love, and he is determining to do the needful for the NDC there at Tema East.
Okay.
So it's the way my brother is describing it as it's a demotion kind of a thing. No, it's never a demotion at all. But rather he is rather trying to make sure, because what is happening or what has happened before in Tema East, when they had the MP Honorable Titus Glover, I know him, he's a good friend. What Titus Glover did at Tema East till date, if my brother can come in even to, give me a rebuttal, what at all did he do when he was an MP?
He didn't do anything.
No. What did he do?
Wow.
I don't know what he's done. Yes. No. But now...
Are you talking about infrastructure or what are you talking about?
I'm talking, you see, now, Ghanaians as we are, we have even totally forgotten about the rules or what the MPs are supposed to do.
Okay.
We are building everything now on, when you are an MP, you have to do roads. When you are an MP, you have to, those kind of...
It is not Ghanaians. They tell us it is their fault.
Okay.
I won't fault Ghanaians.
All right.
Because if you mount the platform and promise me XYZ, I will expect XYZ when
from
I
you.
to be...
Exactly. Fine. But then the
responsibility... should be careful.
Exactly. The responsibility of an MP is to go to Parliament and make laws.
So...
Those are the major...
So are you trying to tell me that Title didn't go to Parliament to make laws?
No, what I want to do is
He was a deputy minister.
Exactly. But when he was there as an MP, I want to see the way you just rightly said, that when they are on the campaign platform, it's not to go out there to be, rapping, copying our musicians and doing all those kind of stuff.
For that one, the Shatawale rap.
Exactly.
That one,
what I mean is that when you are an MP, at least you need to package yourself in a way, when immediately you come out, everybody knows that, yes.
But Bill Clinton was playing the guitar.
To be an honorable member,
yes,
it's not just an easy something like that, too.
But Clinton was playing the guitar. Was there something wrong with it?
Oh, no. What I mean is that,
okay.
When you are doing politics,
you
need to come out with some core values.
Okay.
Yes, you need to come out with some core values. As in, when you are speaking, even when you are invited for a program, there are certain things we don't say.
Everybody in his style.
Yes, but then the style, the approach, that was even the main reason why he was kicked out.
Hey.
An MP meddling in affairs of chieftaincies and those kind of stuff wouldn't help.
Really?
Yes, wouldn't help. You see, when we want to pick on those stuffs, I don't think this conversation would be a very fruitful one. Okay. But I want to urge my brother that we should do politics.
On the whole, you think your party did well during the weekend?
My party did fantastic. They did so well. Though we are in a human institution, certain things will crop up, certain things will happen. But the question is how you deal with it is more important than any other thing.
Okay.
You see, left to me, Ashama, for instance, what happened at Ashama is the arrival of the EC being in late. That was all caused all those kind of things. But then if he's talking about fighting at Tema East and blah, blah, blah. Look, my brother, when we say a violence party, you can never exclude MPP. So MPP, when it comes to violence, they are the topmost. There has not been any election at that level, at anywhere, that you wouldn't see blood being shed. That is MPP for you. This time,
are we comparing those who shed?
I just want him to know that.
I wanted us to talk about your party. Medina, for instance.
Yes.
The election was postponed.
Yes.
There are other areas that I wanted us to talk about that and ask whether the party is ready for the elections. And then some of the comments that people are making, that there was no word, nothing to them, that the election will be postponed. Other places, the ballot papers were late and other things. Those are some of the issues that I wanted us to talk about.
Because of the incompetent nature of our electoral commission.
So they caused it.
Oh, of course. They are also part of it. Arriving in late, whilst you gave us time, that voting start at this time, so you'll be there for this thing, and you came in late. How would even the program commence? Oh, okay. Whilst we were waiting upon you. They came in very late.
Because some of the things that we are on, they are blaming the party executives in those areas. So I don't know. Your people are blaming some of the party executives in the constituencies. Yes. People are also blaming the EC, so I don't know what is wrong.
Yes. You see, we are in a human institution. No matter what, certain things will happen, but how you go about it, that is the major something. You see, what happened at the Medina, Ashama, it's just the same stuff, arriving in late. That was what caused the delay of the elections there. So the time they were like, let's start the elections, some were like, no, we cannot, continue with the elections. Until we are in chain, now we go on or we start the next day, which I think was very fantastic. If the EC were to be on top of their duties, they could have arrived very well. They could have arrived at the right time for, the program to commence. Swami constituency, for instance, some missing names were not in the, like they were, yes.
I'm surprised.
You see, I'm not surprised too, because some of the executives also have their style of trying to make sure they win an election.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. But then the question is, how did it end? Because the beginning doesn't really matter, but the end justifies
the means.
The means, So in the nutshell, they did fantastically well.
Okay.
So I don't. Oh yeah, the NDC.
All right, and is here together with next thing. We are talking about the elections that were held over the weekend. With the NDC were internal elections, but some places they were postponed. There was some pockets of misunderstanding here and there, but all the same, it's been watered down. Yeah, the one we need Anidaso television. Bring me your text messages 0500 788 103. Send me a message on WhatsApp. You go to our Facebook, you can put your comments there, and then I'll read them for you. The government embarked on an industrialization drive. Nanado, I think I like him for an industrialization drive when he launched the 1D, 1F campaign. 1, to offer employment, and 2, to correct our balance of payments. Yet, economic situation that you find yourself in, this is dangerous. Infrastructure, the wire, NPP has been able to do a lot of roads, year of roads that they launched, beautiful. They've done ones that I've seen, beautiful roads. Some roads to Hawaii or Gudro say, 1D, 1F, PeeKay. Over the weekend, a bit by, what they a beer, a bottom beer. We'll move on. There's been pineapple, liquid juice, was there, casa de ropa, lots of tomato. But today, when I look at things, so we are asking, upon all that, we seem to be importing a lot of things into the country that Guta will say we are going on strike. Is it the case that some of the areas that they ventured in, it is not helping the economy? Okay, bad example. When they started this fruit juice thing at Ekunfi, I was thinking, would there be a time that will stop importing the usual juice that we've been importing, so that Maya Yenumi brand the Mumbu to the import substitution actually I could use why and I can but I had why and so these are the questions we are asking. Upon all that the MPP promised, we still keep on importing. why tomato factories be waha. Still, tomato paste I import or country. Odos to do. Next thing, the man say me abon commander. Over the weekend, the president inaugurated Bina. I mean, 17 Eastern region alone. My worry year na mo inaugurate na de. Okwa ya poche pro mo akaka mo pepe wo mpo. Nya na de nyina abe. Mo so wona wo kaka no ase wonyo mbogo asema. Ochi ni nyina abe. The promise, the policy, is it yielding the desired result?
PeeKay, yen main things are quite different. Now, anytime we are before for Babano, we have a way of embracing it. We believe in processes. Things cannot start right away. Them. Nti oya na no about some kakra as to whether something is working or not. You remember the early this year, no, late last year to early this year, time na grid-co na ECG, what they nyama to 2 years. People were complaining there, oh, there is doom so, then. Even when communication had gotten out that this is what grid-co and ECG and NetCo, for those who are in the Ashanti to north zones, no. So everything went down. No, who needed, oh, that is it. The government has been drumming home the need for us to get the industrialization drive going so that we can reduce the magnitude of imports, focus on ourselves, and then send the rest outside as exports. Eku juice came into the existence. You saw people were here and there. I thought that drive, that or starting people would cushion it and push it. But then the zeal dropped a little.
It hasn't.
Oh, maybe they were dropped. Like, you don't see that by now, everyone was talking about it. No, you don't see it now.
But the sales are going up.
Yeah, and I'm sure they buying the Weibo tomato. It took just a day. President, prior to the elections, you know, also pay from one product.
Bobo.
You saw the
Bobo mentioned.
Oh no, yeah, the
Calipo president.
We saw how it went. At that time, you know, it was not even the president that brought that up, but someone took a picture, and away they wanted to use it to degrade the president.
Yes.
And later on,
market.
Yeah, my own sales quite. And in a month, you know, they shot over 2 million tons of production, and that should tell you what even a month can do. Then other companies or one of them walk into this one, the straight to one factory came on board. Aban saw Nase. You remember the Casapreco? Now they needed another factory. The government gave them money, and Tanoso, yes, Casapreco, yes, yeah, our Tanoso project. You check.
Yes, in bank or government.
No, government. These guys not
government.
No, miss a government. Make a government. Exim Bank.
Next
Government.
Next.
Oh, miss a government. And Exim Bank.
Money from where?
PeeKay, I will check. If you are check, miss a government. Oh, yeah,
the one and the 1D 1F.
Yes. What also no.
Is the government directly giving them money, or is through Exim Bank? No, I want
government.
You should find out.
Mr. Government.
Ask your
government. Onena, what you could see factory or no, and I was say no sprinters or no would solidify their gains in Greater Accra, and then maybe some part of Eastern and Central. So we are expecting there at least one yama way or one prices be full. But then maybe the last week prices of insulin aquasol factory prices may change. Me tell no more there. It was something that I could not really understand there. Why? Because I know that once a government have been now about the there are a lot of companies some have been completed, some to halfway, about 80 or 90%. But then when they are done, it will take a while before we as people will warm up to them, because that has always been the mindset of us as people. Ghana India, now should standard and branding and then. But so you need dinner so on your papumpa was so quality. So the industrialization drive now.
Was Stanbic Bank that gave them the
oh, so we are better church on it. Miss government. Until she 1D1F project.
I am not.
1D1F project. Now Stanbic Bank be more project now or 1D1F catch on there. Every company that is under 1D1F. Every company. No, me go to my na PeeKay abasemi. I will go to my worry will be na makoko jodo ya me wife. And na makocho de nipa ko na me wife. Maybe government before government will put you as partner. No, be the government I am. See him them.
Intiman kada aba no more.
Me say na inti private one okoye one arrangement na aba na kokade. Now do you think which company will sit down? Which company will sit down? There ono akoye ni bibi na aba. Oh no, it is not possible. In him them. He Catapult government or a private company. It will never be done. There are no an arrangement and now in this cabina, Abaneko no there. You are no, oh, PeeKay. On your them. Corrada a part check 1DF, one companies near under. The bone
American, you don't seem to get what I'm stated there. You don't get what I'm saying, but I'll do. Okay, all right. Ebusafo Mapocho and the one ratio Anidaso television right here. CCR Nixon will make certain remarks about. I was just telling him about the 1D1F. What's a government facilitation matter. So no kada abano mons kada. I tend to be getting confused. The world can do it, the man of can. But you basically do nothing. How things are going is making it because I was asking him that the government in its quest to embark on an industrial drive. Which is a factory spinner, then yet, oh, they still, you're important. That's why I know come here. Then I say export more. Still, the way I want to for what to Yamame, I come to Africa's an intake.
Indeed, PeeKay. For us as people, no, or ye yankasa, yen doing, or no man, ye maybe one more kutia. Yen current situation, Friday. I had a call from a friend in a bank, I won't mention the name, that one of big men in Ghana had brought in 200,000 Ghana cedis. Our Oba be changing to dollars. 2 billion old cedis. Yeah.
Why,
oh, PeeKay, yeah. You know whatever is going on, a lot of people are playing into it, doing, and going into a bigger picture now. It is affecting us. And I mean, you see, that it is high time we sit down as a country and address this issue once and for all. And and not do.
We used it in America.
Schools.
We used it against the NDC. When the
no. PeeKay, PeeKay, Mamicho. And then after an NDC ababemu. For NDC's issue was about the economic arrangement or about people deliberately either buying or schools. Hotels. No, it was not the same. NDC time, people were not going like Obi one was saying this no, it was not like that.
And because the depreciation of the city is so bad, you can't even save in your own currency.
See, and I make sure there. It is not any government doing what is happening now. It is not any government doing. Then again,
my economics knowledge now also not. Abanibi no wado. No opposition members be working the abanen. On face can you make an ad new tweet about what is kind of about 3 points BBB. The person in charge of the economy is not fit to be there because dollar per day. Next year I was at 12. Won't the person also use it against you?
It not make sure there. What's happened then?
What
happened then has no direct correlation with what is happening now. You know it. Everyone knows it. And that is the challenger. You put economic there. For companies that we one now we operate fully under 1D, 1F. No. This is the time for them to demonstrate their goodwill to the people of this country. The sika wenyai supporter wenyai na de no. Their things will come low. Okay? Companies under the free zones enclave awenya tax rebates. I don't understand why once wanyama they keep increasing their package. I had concern with tissues and tea rolls. This weekend, last week, people who were picking items from there.
So the policy is not working.
I jot down some of the companies.
The policy is not working.
I'll be chasing up. No, and yes, no. You see, PeeKay.
In America, there.
On your day, it's not working. Oh yeah, you're collecting.
Yamo free zones. I tell you, in chatas and I enjoy maybe. What to tell your mama also to told them today. Tax no, look to your tax.
Magic companies need you for us to I will get in touch with someone at the Ministry of Trade.
Okay.
Then what is happening? These are the companies. Once one fact, you see, this is the time. Every company here, one thing me problem with companies in this country was customer service. Another problem I have come to realize there is another problem that needs to be tackled, or your monitoring and evaluation. We don't have people to monitor, to know what is happening. And it's an important department. If you joke with data, a whole lot will go wrong. Customer service, no, or your makumado. That we don't know how to manage customer service in this country. This is also monitoring and evaluation.
Okay.
Companies and ministries should go into that area so that we can fish out what benefit from a handia, benefit to one. Right. Because if you're a company under free zones, tax will be 10 years, 20 years, 30 years now. Now also when your money boy now.
One person, but the policies you think they are working?
On a more serious note, there is nothing working in Ghana under this leadership.
Oh, why?
Yes.
You haven't seen that.
They have failed Ghanaians totally.
You haven't seen any single factory. Oh.
The factories, Nkrofomu factory, that wasn't the promise they gave us.
I have a promise and I was more.
Oh, one district, one factory.
Why then?
I asked where I hail from. Even I'm living in Tema.
How many factories have been built in Tema?
Thank you. Not even a single one.
Ebe.
Oh yes, he can prove me wrong. He is coming from Tema East. I want to even hear from
factory.
Coco then.
There was something.
What is the name?
I forgot Nesh or something.
Look, this is a bizarre. This is disastrous.
You haven't seen a single factory.
Look, the only thing I have seen, even that, is not for the government. It's a private entity.
But the government has never said it was going to. No, let's face.
Yes,
you see, that's what I had a problem when he was making his submission. The government aim later on when they were clarifying it, they facilitate. We had state institutions, state-owned enterprises. It fizzled out. Now the new one is we are empowering you to get loans from Exim Bank and others. So he set up. That's what the government was doing.
When we were
that's why I told him that Casaprecoten was a Stanbic.
Exactly.
Loan. And then he kept on saying government gave
exactly. You see, when they were going to office,
yes,
they drew a campaign message and a plan for Ghana. What they campaigned with. The reason why the majority voted for them and they came to an yes. So when you come to an office and you are in now to try doing anything possible to substantiate, you are now reviewing what you told us as a nation. It's wrong. Yes.
They said they will do free SHS. They are doing it. They said they will do one. To be honest, the kind of factories they've built.
Yes. Well, me, I want you to help me. You see, this whole one DF, one district, one factory, is one of the fantastic programs for this part, for this government.
For the country.
For the country.
Yes.
If this government were to achieve, or I always say, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, like his flagship, programs for instance.
For food
yes,
jobs.
exactly. If this man were to even achieve 30%, or to make Ghana heaven, we will enjoy it.
It will be better.
It will be, trust me, because as for the programs, the program lineups, nice. Very fantastic, very excellent, very good. The implementation of what they told us before coming to office, that is where the problem lies. You see, as a nation, this government capitalized on like the woes of the previous administration. That was what made them win power. You also come into government. I don't even want to talk. Oh, of course.
I think Ghanaians normally
after every 8 years.
Yes.
No, that is not it. Even what happened? What happened?
Historically,
yes. From 92.
So
yes,
that should be number. That is proven with data.
Okay, fine. That's it. Anyway.
So yours is speculation.
But then, anyway, you see, the implementation of this government, everything is totally, disappointing. One district, one factory. You are here, you are a journalist. I want you to tell me, just mention to me 2 factories built from scratch to the end. I want to know.
Oh, what's the other one?
Eku juice.
Eku juice.
Yes.
And Casa de Roca.
Yeah.
These 2. I'm coming. Yes, I said 2.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm coming.
Okay.
I'm not disputing the fact that they've not done or they've not built anything. I said I am not privy to it.
Okay.
Yes. So you've mentioned it. Now I've also heard about it before.
Okay.
But I've not seen it. Because when this government asks you, maybe if this government should tell you that it's afternoon and you are inside, if not because of your time, please go outside and check. Because they lie. You see, this government and the style they are ruling us with is not the best. This government told us, 1, they are moving from taxation to production. Fantastic. You've been voted for it. Is that what we are experiencing today? This government made us understand that then His Excellency, the current president, then a political leader, flag bearer, told us, 1 cedi, Kufuor's time, 1 cedi, $1. And he came to, His Excellency, the former President John Dramani Mahamad's time. 2 cedis, $1. And your Vice President came out to tell us that now we've arrested the dollar. We've given the key to the IGP. It has been locked up. And where they've locked it, I'm sure if they've locked it under a drawer, and upon that too, there's key and a whole lot. What are we experiencing today? The dollar is 1:15 because this government is not they are not giving us leadership. They are not exhibiting leadership when it comes to the leadership of this nation. Look, this government has refused to give us the enabling environment for some of us, our businesses to go on. I don't know what they plan to achieve. This country is gradually failing us. And look, now the car is in a reverse gear. There is nothing going on in Ghana. We are standstill. There is nothing, absolutely nothing going on now as we speak. But they don't even want us to talk about it. When we try talking about it too, they pick up on you. Look, what is happening in Ghana now is nothing, look, it's not something to joke with at all. It's not easy. A government. You see, I gave this prophecy that before this government will leave office, dollar will reach 10. Now I'm not even surprised that dollar is at 15. The taxation that they claim they are moving from and going to production. What at all are we producing in Ghana? If truly we are producing something in Ghana, like by now our city could have been stable. Our city could have by this time be doing better. But what are we seeing? What are we experiencing? Nothing. Things that we are supposed to, or things that we should produce as a nation to have leverage so that our city can be competitive in the market out there. Everything kaput. Before NDC left power, when it comes to the oil sector, TOR was fully operational. Fully operational. What are we experiencing today? Anytime NPP takes office, TOR gets banned. No matter what, TOR will get banned at all costs. It has happened this time too.
Really?
Oh yes, I have a mate working there, and we know what goes on there.
He tells you the parties get it banned.
Now he is a strong MPP, an astute MPP member, but now.
So he tells you they banned
yes.
Is that what he tells you?
Oh,
I think he's giving you wrong information.
No at all. Why is it that anytime MPP comes to power, TOR gets banned?
So this year,
he got banned the time how do you call Nana Akufo-Addo took office. TOR got banned. When TOR was fully operational, TOR got banned. How can, you see, I said we shouldn't go on political base, MPP, NDC, the normal things that we used to do. Left to me, look, Ghana has been there way back before, or is Ghana that gave birth to these two political parties? Why is it that we wouldn't sit here and speak to issues more than trying to protect our political parties? That is one thing I stand against seriously. Look, when the MPP should do Ghana or should give us leadership that will create the enabling environment, our water bills will be okay. That means we will be working. We can pay our water bills. We can pay our rent. Look, there is nothing working in Ghana as we speak. And we are saying we have leaders managing the affairs of this country. My brother, we are dying. People are dying. People are being killed. Blood are being shed. But it's rather unfortunate. Some people are hiding somewhere, taking advantage of all these things that are happening. Why should somebody take CDs to go and buy dollar? The person's business is not moving on. But realizing that no, the dollar will go up and go up. The little CDs that I have, let me go and buy dollar and keep. That will be the person's business. Or that will be the business that the person will be doing by this time.
I'm fortunate I'll be joined by Mr. Ungobit. We'll be talking about the Export and the Importers Association. I will be telling us more about what they go through at the port this morning.
Okay.
So let's do a roundup and then I'll bring it. Listen, quick one. What happened at the church? People are saying Nanado's posture and some of the things he says sometimes. It's not too good. They are impugning arrogance and everything. But I think that... is there anything to get worried about?
Which church?
Oh, over the weekend. Or call church or Eastern region. And that's where the Ocheni was saying those who have not been trained well and stuff like that. Now work camp. Because opinion into Mkanoa some.
Oh, it's on the president on camp. You see, Mamencho. And Nanado catch you be doing a crashing.
That onion Nanado. Message Nanado ni posture.
Yeah.
Coupled with what Ochene has said.
What posture? What posture?
You know, over the weekend, there were lots of discussion. For one, Nanado more asama ye kan wan aseme kwabre fun aseme.
Okay, Nanado kade.
Motu mo on there kwa omboso unse man to ma.
Oh, wan kade. Hold on. No twa na wo so twa.
Wait.
Na wana na opa adere wo ne papa wo no ma na ade ne mame wo no. No but threaten ne mame ana ne papa.
Threaten na.
They kade you don't
to mo so threaten.
No, you don't see anything wrong.
There's nothing wrong.
I see, there was a caveat. If you don't come and do this,
and you're not threatening.
I know you're a traitor.
Oh,
On your traitor.
Okay, see.
We should be able to condemn when people say things. Debbie. T. Mama Cho. No. Listen to the president word. President to say. What's say? One. Or you'll be in the constitutional right. He doesn't like to be threatened.
Okay.
He does. No, but I threatened. I'm also telling you what it means. Another president to cast a yen and
say I will a campaign or more.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Number 2 and more. Na say eba na catch or there. E ka dey be the mama anyama mtemonto ma.
President and kade on call no bobo and I will make you. I will develop this country. Baby etin ade or no be yama. I'm bringing a change. I'm bringing development. It's you only need to remind President, please, your hade, young Kwano hade on you. So, I will see to it for you. But don't threaten the president.
Swami, for what do you so?
Debbie. Mama Cho, Swami, what interchange? Ni bibi or da.
And why the watch on more?
Debbie, be my too. PeeKay, I didn't hear you. We should do things where no Bianca or Chinebi or Bianca Trescande or the Kojo do. See what would be. And we are no BG or or two sue or to account. Do you know what someone can do? The next time, if it's not
wait, President Walker is not.
No, there's nothing wrong.
Okay.
Now,
our friend then, or chain, I said those me.
Yeah.
I mean, opinion name some that is my personal. I was brought up. To be a president, but even on social media, I get this step.
Yeah.
I don't know, President, for the third time, go full rule now, the things that are happening, even in the Eastern region.
Obiale ro ni si meji na NDC fu ni won ma. If you go here mama cho near for example for the bottle one wa. Hwe PeeKay onye the tables no turn it down. Tables me say adibia NDC fu ye na we've documented every one of it. Our that one. Where we play back. We do and me catch there we are not faced. And thank God the president Yakopon Yanadom and the people of this country they gave him 2 solid terms.
Okay.
Or end in the terms, you know.
Okay.
And with them, no. Yakopon in Shirawa in your 2 terms.
Okay. All right.
Yakopon in Shirawa in your 2 terms.
Okay.
It's here.
Let's round up.
Or changing us more kind. Oh, yeah, them small. Nkofubia wa ba media mu was one who say na they na tell to be the president. I have evidence that the president or your galam say president ni your galam say na those foolish talks in na no count na
let's run that.
On my binim to the Captain Smart in my
the time Nanado was coming into an office, Nanado was virtually begging Ghanaians to come and serve. And a servant today has become the law. Nana Akufo-Addo by this time, my brother, let us face reality. The man is a disgrace to Ghana.
Hey.
That is you.
I'm coming because
you even
to be you are the one. I'm coming. No, you came in begging us. Now we've given you the mandate. We are the people feeding you as a president. We are clothing you. We are paying your bills. We are doing everything for you. You came on board saying that when you man the office of a president, you will provide A, B, C, D.
Which is doing.
Which is not doing. Which is not doing. And now you've mandate the position. Here you are today. They are prompting you of what you promised doing for us. You are not doing that. And we are now saying, no, this is what you told. This is what you told us. Now you are saying what? Nobody dares threaten you. If you won't vote for MPP, go ahead and vote for NDC.
Waka.
I mean, yes, this is why we are saying Nana Akufo-Addo as a president this time, where we find ourselves as a nation, is a disgrace. Look, Nana Akufo-Addo is going home with the worst president ever Ghana has ever produced.
Okay. All right. I think
yes.
at this juncture, I think.
No, yes, of course.
Like say,
because the man is a failure on every tangent. Yes, he's a failure.
Next one. I have an interview with Mr. Winbobet. We'll be talking about export and importers association, what they go through. What I mean, they will continue the discussion.
The gospel movement, Jesus is coming. It is about time we uplift our God through praise, worship, prayers, and the word. That's why I welcome you onto this channel, Anidaso Television. From Wednesday to Friday, 1 o'clock p.m. to 2 p.m. The program is the Gospel Moment. Join me, Stanley Wilson. Let us appreciate this God. Onuadofo Brian Sumerade, Novinya Bamia Subo Mao, Anyemi Banu Wajanyumo. If you are a gospel musician or a preacher and you would like to come on this program, kindly call or WhatsApp the following numbers: 020-5089-556 or 0543-611-833. The Gospel Moment. Jesus is coming.
Welcome to Anidaso Sports right here on Anidaso TV. From soccer to volleyball to athletics to all other sporting activities, you are covered with up-to-date news and tidbits. With my studio guests right here in the studio, we shall delve into all the sporting topical issues around the world with previews and reviews of all major leagues around the world, including our own Ghana Premier League. Anidaso Sports, your authoritative sports show, comes your way every Monday and Wednesday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays, 8 to 10 a.m. in the morning. Anidaso Sports, touch of excellence. Anidaso Sports, make a difference.
Enterprise. Your materials, mupe Irish cotton, mupe PeeKay, mupe brocade. Any materials are hood of a brain. Mamun Korobia, Mumbra the Rap Enterprise. Your materials be to say advanced polished cotton, Irish cotton. Our Bianim sa a friend of Mahama and Obama. Your Samira, your Shining, and your plain, your PeeKay, your brocade. Your Nyama Ahood of a Bray, our the Rough Enterprise. Back showroom. So open bagger, odibe pie. Open your back office, open your back wedding. And Kobebia said the Rough Enterprise. Your Chanel bags, your Diro, your Dior, your bags are put up a brain. And Kobebia said the Rough Enterprise. Now if you say you want me, you're the Enterprise lace showroom. Aha, you'll be beer waha, your cord lace, your dry lace, your tissue, your sugar lace, your toy, your frunia waha, yes, answer beaded lace, French lace, tissue, polished lace, satin. Sasu or jewelry box, Bible, earrings, side crown, pins, bridal pins, fascinator, bridal pants. Now if you say you want me, who should a chair paya? Yawa Accra, Okaishi, opposite MTTU, Yanipana Africa, and all the same building. Shop number 11 and 12. Ubeti Miswa Ferry was 0244 97 55 38. And 050-477-3082. The Rough Enterprise, you are so
All right, it's time for Aquaba back to Anidaso Television. I know where you are, wherever you are watching me from. Make sure good morning. Your message 500-788-103. I told you I was looking for Mr. Saki. I went round looking for him, and today my producer managed to get him into the studio. Uncle Aquaba.
I'm good.
When the big men enter the studio like that, you know, everything is all right.
Yes.
Everything is all right.
Well, we are managing. We are managing. Good
When
morning.
somebody hears importers
and
and
to
exporters,
your viewers.
Mapacho, the cedi depreciation
Yes, go ahead.
What is the effect on your businesses? Because I know the rate at which prices are being increased on the market, sometimes we try to understand. Some give explanations, some do not give explanation that sits well with us. So since you are here, you are with the Export and Importers Association, I just want to understand the real effect on your businesses and the kind of charges you pay at the ports.
Well, thank you very much. I must say that there is a challenge when it comes to the port operations these days. We have built the best port so far as MPS terminal is concerned. And I strongly believe that we have a competitor that has just come up strongly. The competitor is our neighbors from the Ivory Coast here, who are also building a very robust terminal that can also receive, I think, container up to 1.5 million tons per year or so, TEU containers per year. And I think so far they have done the test running and they are receiving about 1,800 plus container vessel that they used to do it. And because this November, Ivory Coast will be commissioning their biggest terminal.
Okay.
And they are looking at cutting the cost of doing businesses there. Even though when Ivory Coast did not have such a bigger facility, many importers were running away because of the cost of doing business in Ghana. So if care is not taken, in the next November going, if the cost of doing business continues to be like this, then you end up losing a lot of cargo to Ivory Coast, and it will find its way back to Ghana here. And our quest to position ourselves as the strategic, investor for Africa, West and Central Africa, not Central Africa though, but West Africa, because at the time MPS Terminal 3 came up, but then Africa was under construction. Yeah. And so if we have the biggest terminal to receive more bigger vessels and the cost of doing business will be higher, I think it's going to cost us. I cannot sit here and be able to itemize everything because I have not brought any BOE. BOE means the bill of entry where you see all the tax components. But fast forward, I will be able to mention some few taxes that you see. We have Ghana is the highest paid of rice importation rate, duty rate, because yes, when in 2015 when Ghana introduces the Ghana introduces the ECOWAS Common External Tariff. Yeah. It was agreed that things that you can produce within your country increase the tariff. Now, rice was brought to 10%. So those who clear rice in Ivory Coast and others are paying 10% import duty. But Ghana, we were already collecting 20%, so we maintained the 20%. Wow. Those who were importing frozen food, tomatoes, paste, and other things were paying duty of 20%. It moved it to 35% because that was what ECOWAS Common External Tariff says, that if you can produce, so meaning when we move to 35%, it means that we're good in poultry. Yeah. We're good in, we can produce more tomatoes. We can produce more mackerel and other things. So hence, we have to increase the tax rate so that to deter others, so that they would then tend to look at the domestic market.
Protect our local industry.
Exactly. Sort of. Yet, you know that our domestic market, go and ask the poultry farmers, they can't even produce up to optimum. Because I was coming there and some of the policies that have been put in place, I thought they were supposed to feed into what you are saying. Yes. Because let's say planting for food and jobs. I thought that with the introduction of planting for food and jobs, the amount of money we've pumped in, at least it would have reduced some of our import in tomato paste. But it seems to be going up. Yes. So while you even increase this rate, where any importer who bring this product are also contributing a percentage that goes to, it used to be AD fund to be given to the poultry producers. Yeah. Now, we moved that AD fund has been metamorphosed to become the bank of, the Exim Bank. So every import, so the Exim Bank that is standing in the African Continental Free Trade Area headquarters there, if you are clearing frozen food per BOE, there's a percentage that you have to pay. It goes to support the Exim Bank. And that money was meant purposely to give to our rice producers, so rice people are contributing.
Yeah.
Frozen food people are going to be given to the poultry producers.
Okay.
I can't phantom when was the last time poultry producers come and said that, look, for the past 6 years in this government, we have received this much of money and our poultry are doing well. All what I see, if you go to the Doma area, they are all crying. The last time I think the president went to Asante region, one of his regional tour, we heard that it was given to Governor Dako. Fund was given to Governor Dako. But as to what percentage Governor Dako has produced to feed the market.
Oh, so that was the money. Okay, I thought it was under the 1D1F because
and I'm saying that
I've seen the documentary on.
And I'm saying that one of the president visit in the Asante region, we saw that he went and gave some support to Governor Dako.
Yes.
Let's ask ourselves, at what rate is he producing?
Okay.
If you want to talk about poultry producer, go to Doma Hemochrome. Go to even Accra here. You can go to the Choco area, the Kokobiche area. There are poultry farmers there. Yeah. Go and ask them what is the rate of their fowls. What percentage are they producing? The sales is there. Virtually nothing is there.
And the bird flu that comes in.
It's not about bird flu. It's the bird flu. Government will compensate.
No, what I'm saying is, are they paying the compensation? Because last week, a member of the Poultry Association Union of Ghana was here. And when I was talking to him, he eventually told me that most of them are getting out of business. And some are due to bird flu. You slaughter all your fowls and nothing comes in.
Good.
So very little comes in.
That is, apart from that, they are not getting the government subvention that they're supposed to have to be able to increase production. So you can come from eastern region to where you see the poultry. Everybody has a peculiar issue to tell you. If it's not cost of doing businesses, the cost of they can't even borrow. There's no feed to feed them, and it is a challenge. You go to the rice producers; they are also having their predicament, and government seem not to do it. We have a government that is more talkative than action oriented.
Wow.
Yes, we have a government that is more talkative, very sweet words, quoted. From 2016 to today, they've not changed the language. That is where we find ourselves. The government that tell that they were not going to introduce more taxes on us. The 1% levy that was abolished is back at the pot. So that's the COVID-19 levy. The government, the taxes that we stood on our ground firmly against the previous government not to introduce, i.e. tax stamp, this government brought it. In the name of revenue mobilization. Is that not it?
Yeah.
This government reversed the 70.5% back to 3%, now reversed it again to 3%. At the time they reversed 3%, they said whether you are importer, you are wholesaler, you are distributor, who can do input and output. They said, we will collect your input tax, we take it. Your output tax, do 3%, bring it to us. Instead of you to do output and take your difference that you paid up front at the port and give the difference to government, government said, don't, do 3% and bring it to me.
So you think they'd rather increase
this government, decouple, if you used to pay, before 2017, we used to pay import duty 70.5%, which was inclusive VAT, inclusive get fund. They decouple it. So if you bring commodity that's supposed to take import duty of 20%, you do 10%. So your invoice value is, let's say, 100,000 Ghana cedis. 20% of your 100,000 Ghana cedis, they will add it back. Then you then take 12.5, that's the VAT. Then they will add it back. Then they take 2.5 get fund. Then they will add it back. They take 2.5 health insurance. They will add it back, take COVID-19, add it back, take financial service levy. You know, the government that collapsed the banks, I put the burden on the business community. Then you take what we call the Exim Bank percentage, I'm telling you. You take EU levy. So these are levies. Upon levy. So this EU levy 2 point something was brought by this government. So taxes that actually the government came to and pretend and tell the whole world that, oh,
so does it mean, in effect, does it mean taxes have been increased?
Extremely.
We are paying more taxes than before.
And the worst scenario is when there was this talk of thunder, the government has given us payment value. And I asked, was it by law?
That's why I'll be coming
Good.
to.
So because it was not by law, the government could quietly say, Asake bought this. We have a site. We have site to check. So if Asake say he has presented an invoice of 100,000, do it 200,000, and say we've given you 50% and calculate duty based on. There was nothing much. Now, what it happens? If you want to see, look at the duty around March this year. January, February, go and look at the prices of goods in the market.
Yeah.
You realize that when they said they were taking 30% from us, they actually increased the cost of business at the time by 30%. So you will see someone who was paying.
I need to understand it.
Yeah, I'll give you the figure. So you see someone who was paying a 20-footer container, perhaps, let's say 30,000 or 38,000, end up paying 68,000.
Why?
It's because there have been an increment.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Then again, quite recently, we saw the government move a rate from government was using 7.2 straight away to 9.5. You ask yourself, did the government go back to Parliament and say, look, we want to increase duty by 150% or not? That was something like that. That's a huge.
No stakeholder engagement, nothing was flat.
No. So you saw people who went and collected their duties, their BOEs, tax bill to pay their duty. So there were around, I think, 74,000, 78,000, thereabout. And because they could not pay the duty by Tuesday, like assuming they collected the duty last week, Friday, so today is Monday, you're unable to pay today. So tomorrow, which is Tuesday, the customer will change the rate. They move you from 7.2 to 9.5. Then they are saying, because you could not pay, you have to pay the prevailing rate. So it's automatic update. So you cannot go and pay the 74,000. You have to update it. So we saw people due to move from 74 to 120,000, 74 to 140,000.
What?
Yes, that was what happened.
Double?
And we said, hey. Then they make steady. Then about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, they move us. Normally in my year of advocacy, if there will be custom rate will increase, it used to increase by pesos. Not even 20%, not even 30 or 40% at the go. This was more than 1.7.2 to 9.5, so you can see the difference. Then it now moved to, because we crowd out, they move us from 9.5 to 9.6. You see the difference that I said it used to come.
Yeah.
Then get last week.
That was the standard one.
Yes, get
so
last
9.5, 9.6.
So get last week, they move us from 9.6 to 10.7. Subtract it again. See the margin that it increased again. Wow. Just this morning, I am here. Somebody was just chatting with me. That, look, Mr. Sake, do you know that custom has increased cost of doing business to, like, let's say, I just want to send you let you have the feel. The person, do you know that custom have increased values, benchmark values, duties about 60%? So as we speak, that means tomorrow morning, we are going to see a different values coming out from the port. So when there was this Gupta issue, then we went and supported heavily. We're thinking something good, miraculous will come from the government.
Were you part of it?
I was part of the meeting with the Council of State and the Deputy Minister, but I was not part in the meeting with the President when they went to the Presidency.
The government?
When they went no, I wasn't there.
Okay.
When they went to the Presidency, I wasn't there.
Were you not invited?
I was not invited because they know if I go, I will speak my mind.
But definitely you have to speak your mind.
Good. So they will not take somebody like Asake to go.
So why were you invited to be part in the first place?
So I called Gupta President and asked him, what is the problem? He said, oh, my brother, it's not like that though. Now the call just came impromptu. And so I was even trying to call, and I called Samuel, Food and Beverage. And then he didn't, so I wanted to call, then he called. And I said, okay, no problem. So you went. So what is next? Oh, we had a good faith. There's hope.
Hope where?
I said, okay. For me, there's no hope. Because I know. And I was telling him that, look, Finance Minister is going to return this week. I think yesterday, Friday, Sunday. He's coming. If he comes, he's going to basically preparing for his budget.
Do you make inputs into the budget? I know they've started the stakeholders engagement. Do you make input?
Okay, well, my outfit has not been invited to any input, but from the experience I see, my people will cry, the good people will cry. They will go and send them a statement or go and do even project it and do PowerPoint presentation. At the end of the day, nothing is being captured in it. For the past how many years now the government is power? If you want to know, one of the classic one was doing the media budget review. You heard it.
Yeah.
Whether I think the government is afraid of Asake or what, I don't know.
Why would the government be afraid of you?
Because if you go there, we'll speak to the truth. We are not going to worship anybody.
Definitely, you need to speak truth to power.
And so people wouldn't want people to see you to be arrogant. But this was me. This was how I was behaving during President Mahama time. This was me.
Is it about politics?
This is Ghana. People who speak the truth, people who look at the minister, you see, oh, yeah, before minister. And I said, look, the minister is to serve me.
Yes.
I am not supposed to serve the minister.
Definitely.
I am not to worship any minister.
No way.
During the Benjamin Values meeting, I told the minister point blank. I said, what you are doing now, you're going to see cost of prices out there. And I told the minister, okay, you are the Minister of Finance. The shipping lines sit in Tema, charging people local handling charges. At that time, said it was around 4,000, 5,000. Now, some of them are taking 10,000. After one has paid duty worth of maybe $10,000 or $8,000 or $9,000 to bring the container. Charges. The shipping line knows very well, the carrier knows very well when they get to the port, there are certain work that will perform. I.e. stevedoring, the number of days they occupy the bed, they have to pay those money to the GPHA for providing those facilities for them. No shipping line has added any value for bringing container to Ghana. All the equipment that you are seeing in the port now provided by port authorities and terminal authorities, terminal owners, like MPS, you go, you see the RTG gentry crane that discharge the container. So even the number of days a ship used to stay in terminal port, no, if you come today, within 2-3 days, they have to discharge. Meanwhile, those days, you used to like 2 weeks or 1 week before you discharge. So the more days you occupy, the more days you are paying. But these days, the turnaround time is very fast. Wow. Yet, you go to collect for release from shipping lines, then they will tell the first release, second release, and they charge you. And you ask yourself, all those shipping companies that sit in Ghana, they're not like shipping owner. There's not like principal in Ghana. They are all reps representing, agency representing their principal owners. Yeah. And if you have, you all know agency contracts. Yeah. If you work for the person paying you, is that not it? That's it. You are the intermediate between me and that person. So, point is, if your ship collect freight so much and the vessel arrive in Ghana, they know there will be certain duties that you perform, you undertake. Maybe bunkering, maybe feeding all the seafarers, maybe buying fuel for the vessel, maybe so many things that you have to do, including the staff run to day-to-day affairs on behalf of the principal. They have to do remittance to you. But we sit in this country, apart from what is legally that I know, I am doing masters in MSA Port and Shipping Administration in Regional Maritime University. Okay. So I understand some of these Incoterms, this international commercial terms that we are using doing business in trade in the international level or in the maritime domain. Demurrage is because, I mean, what do you call it? Demurrage and rent. Yeah. Rent is for the terminals because the container comes to stay in the terminals. The movement of the container, maybe they put it here, tomorrow they lift it and change the position. That is done by Port Authority, GPHA, and then the MPS. They use their equipment to do the movement. Yeah. Taking the container, maybe reefer container is supposed to go to a reefer yard or its spare parts or Abronuwabu, it's supposed to go to GPHA, Golden Jubilee Terminal. GPHA cars, we call them Murphy, they come to pick them there. Yeah. It is not the shipping line that moved them to that place. Yes. If there's dangerous cargo, it is the TBT that comes to pick those containers there. So if I'm coming to clear the cargo, those handling charges I pay to those terminal people for incurring those costs. But for shipping line to say you are taking me release, if you look at what the reasons why, they will tell you clean the container, they will tell you so many things. And I asked the finance minister, these are wrong money. Because the demurrage is that, okay, my days, maybe I have a contract with the shipping line. As soon as the container arrives in Ghana, 7 days I should clear it. After 7 days, when it's proceeding, 8-9 days, that one they start charging. Some of them are even charging $100, depending on what container you have. Okay. But for that local handling charge that the shipping lines are charging, it is wrong. And how do they even send those money out of this country? Probably they are packing them to their containers. So government to look into it, because that is also another way of increasing the cost of doing businesses on the Ghanaian importer.
In the beginning, you were talking about us Cote d'Ivoire giving us a run for our money.
Yes.
So in effect, the revenue that we are crying about, if we don't do anything at the port, surely most of our business will be going to Cote d'Ivoire. And our neighbors in the landlocked countries, they used to come here.
Yes.
Are they running away? Are there signs?
In fact, just last week I was chatting with your friends. I was chatting with the this our landlord countries.
Yeah.
Is it Mali or not?
Okay,
Mali,
now
who have been in
Mali,
jail.
Niger.
Then he told me that, look, if they go to the port, they are charging them so much. So many of their importers are even running to Lomé.
Wow.
And they even went to Lomé. Some are going to Ivory Coast.
And they speak French
So,
as well.
yes,
So it's easier for them.
Good. So if care is not taken, the government will continue to dip in revenue.
But they were building
As a
the
result,
Pagadan Railway. We thought that it will facilitate their movement. But if we're going to put so much charges at the port, what's the use of the railway?
So if we are investing into the railway, which is good. I told you I'm doing master's program at the program management. That's multimodal transport.
Yeah.
It's cheaper.
Yeah.
And it will also give our road long life expanding. But so if we are investing to this, we are going to go into maybe wagons that we'll be using to transport this cargo and stuff like that. Now, point is, what is going to, if we invest on all this infrastructure, and our port here is costly, there's very people that we say we are trying to help them ease the transportation for them and cheaper costs are now moving to Ivory Coast and to Lomé. What are you going to carry for them?
Wow.
So it will be a meaningless. You are not going to get the recoup what we invested into. So we need to zero down and reduce the cost of doing business. And I don't foresee anything coming from the government when they said they were going to give us a flat rate for the port for the next 3 months.
That was what I was thinking about.
So we are in Christmas now.
Yeah.
If there were to be any proper rate, it should have been done by now.
Now, yes.
Any concern that is at the port now is for Christmas. As we speak, yesterday, the dollar was running for 15.20 thereabout. As we speak, the 5 liter or is it 4 liter jerrycan oil, cooking oil, was costing about 640. By close of yesterday, it ran to 1,000. I don't foresee the government coming to do anything with inflation, interest rate, exchange rate, and the port.
What's the best thing to arrest the city, so far as your outfit is concerned? What can we do? Some are saying our import, the taste is a source of worry. You are.
I tell you, if there were no import in this country by now, we would have run into food crisis. Okay. That's the fact. So our people bring in. That was why I said at least the VAT Amendment Act should exempt at least certain essential commodities like, i.e., the
drugs,
food,
for instance,
drugs and stuff like that.
Farmers were told, when the man came to say, he was talking about the cost of drugs.
Good. So certain essential commodities, the VAT amendment, government should hold on it.
Okay.
So exempt them, just to give them some tax rebate for them to, so that you can see reduction of, because there's a cascading effect.
Yeah, definitely.
From me to you, from you to Philip, from Philip before it gets to the final consumer. That's why it has moved strictly fast forward like that. Speed. You see the speed that it ran.
Yeah.
The oil price went up.
Yeah.
So what do we do to curtail the city depreciation? When it comes to cocoa, bauxite, diamond, gold, you see the government serious in that area. But that is not the only area that could give you forex.
Okay.
Apart from that, what is our percentage on those commodities? How much comes back to this country? They take our gold, it goes, our law says, is it 5% or how much?
Yeah.
As to whether all that 5% hit Bank of Ghana, I don't even know. I heard the Bank of Ghana say they were buying for gold. To do what? You cannot tell me that, where I sit, Bank of Ghana cannot convince me that you are buying gold as part of measure to control our currency depreciation. It is not possible. It's not good. Because what the Bank of Ghana should have been telling us for me to agree is, because of depreciation of our city, we know we need more forex. we've negotiated with our investors, the gold mining people, the Newmont and others, gold people, Asana Gold and other things, Anglo Gold and other things. We have spoken to our people like our oil, Cosmos and Talo and others. Say, look, you are sending it, you are our investor. Please bring some of your operational, cost. If not the 5% you are bringing, what your operational is, bring it back.
The local mining, the mining, for instance, the law states that 85% of what they sell out should come back to the country.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, most of our foreigners have infiltrated that part of the trade. So when they can't, they send it out. Nothing comes in.
Good. So please bring it back. You have not said that. Number 2, what do we have for export on in the non-traditional commodity? Tell me. You hear
yams and other things
you
that
hear me saying, oh, smoked fish.
Yam.
You hear it telling us yam. Blue Skies is lifting every morning to UK. Some of these people penetrate the market by themselves. It is not government that is strictly to say, look,
Yes,
this
they
is
create an enabling
aggressively
environment.
to say, look, ask our ambassadors all over the country. What do we do with them? Look,
There should be agents of change.
Where I sit,
Yes.
I see ambassadors who come from other countries to represent their country in Ghana here, knocking in my doors. And I'm sure if you go to Gutta, the same thing. If you go to AGI, the same thing. If you go to TAC, they will tell you the same thing. Ambassadors are knocking them, trying to bring their business, B2B, meeting, conferences, and everything. Our ambassadors are sitting out there. We take the poor tax pay and pay them, and they live flamboyant life. They are not properly. They are not ready to sell Ghana properly.
Don't we have trade attaches to
Apart from that,
embassies?
we are in Africa Continental Free Trade.
Yes.
We needed by now to strategically know, okay, if they come, they say African Continental Free Trade, Ghana, we identify ourselves as maybe cocoa. No, sorry, maybe okra.
Yeah.
Maybe hot pepper. Maybe we need to. We should be able. So aggressively, every person should be farming. Say, look, we have market for this.
Operation Feed Yourself style.
We have market for okra. Everybody farm okra. Whether you are educated, not educated, farm okra, because we want to position ourselves strategically, because we know that many of these African countries, they like okra. And they like Ghana okra. They like ginger, dry ginger. They like Ghana ginger. I sit here. Or this one factory we are talking about. It was to profile to know that if they come to my district, I'm from Boku West district, Zebla. What is in Zebla that we can produce? And it will be for export. So guinea fowl. So there was a gentleman that was given the facility to do guinea fowl. Go and ask me if his factory, where is it? To prepare guinea fowl meat for export.
That was the plan.
That was the plan. So non-traditionally, we are not doing better. And you have Ghana Export Promotion Authority sitting there. We have GIPC sitting there. Look, they do their program without even inviting my office.
Are you supposed to spearhead that thing?
Thank you. Go and ask them. Did they know the existence of Import and Export Association? They know. How many of policy thinking that they want to formulate policy, they say, oh, let's bring the executive secretary, or let's bring Import and Export Association, let's bring Gutta, let's bring TAC, let's bring GIF, let's bring them so that they will help us to see where are the port there.
We are adding value to our exports. That's what we have to do. And we need to prioritize. That's what you're trying to say.
We need to prioritize. We need to make concerted effort. We need to make it aggressive. We need to be let to ring every tone that, look, even if you don't understand African Continental Free Trade, you understand that there's demand for okra.
Let us give that.
There's demand for Ghana pepper. People, you see that man in Samaboy area who said that his cocoa, he has been in cocoa farm for 20 years. He never even owned one room. Because he gave his portion of his cocoa land, he built 2 rooms. You see how excited he was. So if you let such a person, look, even and the cocoa, you can do okra. There's demand for it in China. I was saying the other day, that even if the president is traveling, let's ask yourself, be honest to yourself. If our president is traveling, how many entrepreneurs today add to his entourage? Have you seen the president go to China? Like China is one of the, every day they say China. Yeah, China can give a big market. for one of our products, and everyone can run into that. Have you seen the president going to China and carry even hot pepper, that he will take on national television, he meet his counterpart and say, this product is from my country.
Taste it.
And let the Chinese president also taste it. And you call the entrepreneur, please come. So this is the person. So if any Chinese person want good pepper, this person, they can do B2B meeting, and when they get back, you can produce hot pepper in large quantities. Is it that they do
it in a smaller scale, or you don't hear of it at all?
They want to tell me that if they want to get, if the president traveling and want to get hot pepper person who produces.
Oh, I'm saying that would it be that they do it on the site? Some of them, I know some that he travels with some entrepreneurs.
How many times did you see our president?
They will just be mentioning government officials.
How did you see our president travel? And maybe he has smoke. He had somebody from, they take somebody from maybe Savannah region.
With a smoke.
Or they take someone from Yendi. Or they take someone from Wa. Or someone from Boire. Or someone from, they are good at beat making. Yeah, beat making. Very good beat making, quality beat making. Dangerous. Good. Have you seen them bringing someone from Bolga? Maybe we guinea the smoking air, the president say, oh, this is from my country. So it's good meat, taste it and see.
Less fat and everything.
So you can exchange. One market, your country is bringing more. Which you want to bring goods to your country.
The Chinese to lie the legs.
The trade minister look, I'm telling you, if you want to know how dire the situation it is, we happen to meet, and I don't want to quote somebody the West do. Do you know African Continental Free Trade? People who go and negotiate with these trade policies and other things are not people who are even doing business.
How?
There are people who have just like you've gone to school, university, you have done it at a trade level, a master's level, they don't.
No practical
experience. In this negotiation, no. Not even presidential conference or interministerial conferences that will go to be discussing this. That you say they pick practical business people to go. When we say we have entrepreneurs, how do you sell our entrepreneurs?
I'm in trouble.
In China, there are business people, they don't joke with them. They don't know politics.
So you are not being recognized.
We use politics to destroy everything in this country. That's why we are all suffering.
Our economy seems to be taking a sharp decline.
And we said government presidents to change even the wheel. Change the driver, it's still a second year. The finance minister must go. The governor of Bank must go. The economic, if I were to be the president by now, I would have reshuffled the economic management team. I would have reshuffled them. Even though by law, the economic management team is not even by law.
Yes.
But yet they pretend to say they are working. So change them. Reshuffle them.
President said he doesn't want to reshuffle them. He said they are good.
So
maybe because based on his KPIs for them.
So we are all in the sinking boat. Your minister recently, they say your minister is not doing well. You say your finance minister is doing well. I said, even if you don't want to sack him from your government, move him back to your presidency, finance minister, senior government advisor. And appoint somebody. Let the person bring some face.
You see, call for the sacking of the finance minister.
You see what happened at UK.
Yeah. Let's trust and
I can 45 days. I could not do what I could do. I'm going.
I'm out.
Finance minister, principally, you should have resigned. You said you were not going to go to IMF. Look, let's look at. You said the budget, even national budget.
Yeah.
Have you heard that they've gone to some regions to do consultation?
No.
But e-levy, how many regions? 6 regions.
Yeah.
Do we even ask how much was spent on that consultation? And how much have been realized? Didn't his deputy minister said, well, so far MPP remain government today, tomorrow they will not go to IMF, they will not go. Is that minister still not at the minister?
All of them are.
The minister himself, didn't he say he will not go anywhere? E-level was the panacea. Principally, you should resign. You are not the, excuse me, when you can't my finance, I did do.
My name is Papa Kofi. I'm going for a break. When I come back, there will be sports. So you think that you also call for the, you also backing the people who are calling for the resignation of the finance minister?
It's long overdue. Look, the finance minister is managing the economy as if data bank. No, data bank is a private entity. This is a public office. Public policy, you need to engage. You don't come to do implementation. Look at this e-invoice thing that they were all out there.
Is it bad?
Threatening people, and it has
Is it bad?
You have to shook up.
Is it bad?
Of course.
Is it the implementation or you didn't understand it well?
Good. So because they didn't involve with the business people,
Okay.
the mode in which they will tax the person. If I go to buy this thing, 100 Ghana cedis, that's my capital.
Yeah.
I incur transportation. I incur labor.
Yeah.
I then add my profit margin.
Definitely.
So labor transportation is not my profit. It's a cost to me. So my margin, maybe I put it 10 series. So now labor is 5, transport 5. That's 110.
Profit.
My profit maybe 10 series. So 120. If you're going to tax me, are you going to tax me on my profit or are you going to tax me on my capital?
The profit.
But this one was to tax you on the 120 Ghana cedis.
Oh, really?
That is the push from the business community. So that's why I said sometimes they will divorce. They will get used people with class background and not people with practical background.
Good one. You are not happy with the Gutta calling off their strike because when they were having a meeting with the president and other things, you decided. Oh, they didn't tell you. They didn't invite you. You are not happy with that stance. You were happy with the stance that they closed their shops and everything. You supported them. Now they've called it off.
Well, I wasn't there to hear what transpired there, but I heard because I have my ears on the. In fact, unfortunately, on their Gutta part, when they were called to the ministries, I had a message from UK. Someone sent me a message, Mr. Saki, do you know that they have called in Gutta to the president and they won't go with you because you only like to talk the truth?
Oh, really?
And I said, just so. So I started calling all the top guys in Gutta. Nobody picked my phone. It was after 9, 10 p.m. before I got a call from Gutta president. He was not briefing me what happened. And I said, oh, okay. Fast forward, the president couldn't give us any recipe to. He was even asking them why did they close? What would they gain? What did they gain? He was even telling that Gutta members 50% when they box their total import. The people who are even importing more did not close down. Why are they closing now?
Really?
Yes, that was so. It means clearly that there's nothing with where we are. I told Gutta president that they have to increase prices. People have to increase prices every day, every now, every minute, and that's why it happened yesterday. Someone went to buy oil 640. He went back. They said 2,000.
So it's not easy.
It moved back. They said 1,000 and something.
It's not easy here.
So that is how it's going to happen.
Please have mercy on us.
That is how it's going to happen.
Please
Because
have
look,
mercy on
the
us.
government has lost touch, and they are speaking arrogance. They have forgotten that 2016 President Akufo said, they say I'm begging. I'll continue to beg. You try you. The president can now sit on national television and said he doesn't afraid of threat. So if the president speaks like this, what do you think his subordinate will supposed to stop?
I think quite.
I strongly believe that there is nothing. It's hopeless. We are at a hopeless time. The government cannot rescue us. We are all in the sinking vessel, and our 2024 is here. The business community, the market women. 2016, I was one of the people who said I would go to Joma meeting. And I said on national television. I said I was on Star FM that very afternoon. I said, I hear the President Mama call. His government is losing. If you are losing, that's how they behave. And so it has come to MPP. The way they are behaving, including the president, the number one gentleman of the land. He is not care. He who promised us some few months ago that he wants to hand over to the next MPP government, responding in this manner, I don't think. If I were to be the president by now, I would have banned every minister not to use V8 unless you are going on track. If I were to be the president, if I'm going out, unless the essential ministers, like his regulator, will follow me. If you are just chief, stay your area. When I come to your area, you can come. Then they will know that Professor Mills moved with 3 cars before. Professor Mills, was he not the president?
He was.
Modest. When John Mama was having issues, he said they cut their salaries. They put it into different accounts for cheap compound. Didn't we hear? When the president said they were cutting coupon 30% and what? Where? Which account? What are we going to do? How much have been realized so far? So you, the president, you are living flamboyant life. And you think the Ghanaians should start their belt. And you think the business people should not complain. When they complain, you say, why did they complain? They are complaining because when they continue, even in 2016 that we were saying that the government was not listening to business community. I tell you today, I tell you tomorrow,
that John Mama government, if you write a letter to them that you want to meet them, they will not meet you. If you say you want to meet them, they will not meet you, but they will do what we want.
Okay.
And business community got money, profit, and they finance MPP to go and campaign and win power. Today, these business people, if you go to the market, ask them that if MPP come to you, ask for money, they will tell you, I will slap them.
You've regretted.
They have regretted, Papa. Papa. So change. The government must listen to. So me Asake. I'm not going to beg and come to Golden Jubilee House. But when the president invite me, I will go. I will go and tell you because I'm this, not that I'm antagonist. Look, go and ask NDC people. The time they were in government, they thought MPP were financing me to do my work. No. Really? I have been like this. I said, if you do right, I will commend you. Your flagship program was flamboyant. Planting for food and jobs was good. One district, one factory was good, but implementation is miserable. And I said, planting for food and jobs. I challenged the agreement minister when he was on Asempa. I said, this was a robust program. But when we were going to do the implementation, why didn't you do it commercialized? Because we are talking about planting for food and job. Then we should be talking about commercialized farming and not peasant farming, not household farming. You know what the response he gave me? That Tete from Tete, ni Papa Musa, his grandfather said, even cocoa, that we have Ghana cocoa is the best number 2 in the world, no? It is peasant farmers. So they will rely on the peasant farmers.
Really?
Yes. If you want to go to Asampa and ask Obi, they will replay it. The response he gave me. So, and you have your city depleting like this, and you have your vice president going around saying he's visiting one agenda 111 and campaigning. You have your agri minister somewhere campaigning. You have your trade minister also somewhere campaigning. These 3 strategy people, plus your finance minister, should be sitting in the room and thinking what can be done to elevate the plight of the Ghanaians. Then you have the president, who's even the gang leader, the ring leader. He's a ring leader.
Why? What does he do?
Yeah, he responds to us anyhow. There's nothing. That meeting would tell when the president told there will be a committee. That committee wouldn't work. There's not going to be any salvage. Trust me. Yesterday and today we are using 10.7. Tomorrow, if the duty start at 10.7, then I know that okay, the government has done something for us. Okay. Christmas we can all enjoy. But if tomorrow they move it to another rate, which I'm even getting that they have even moved cost of doing business to 60%. Benchmark value has been moved to 60%. I've just had a hint this morning. Do you think this government is really listening to do something for us in this Christmas? So consumers should be prepared to whatever you meet. If Ghanaians, we are not angry enough on the government. We are not angry. And let me say, the NDC opposition, I'm disappointed in them. If they were to be NDC in government and MPP were to be in opposition, we would have seen the anger. There would have been concurrent demonstration upon demonstration.
It's okay. They will be telling you are calling for an insurrection. Anyway, I'd like to say thank you so much for gracing our studio this morning. You've said your piece, and I'll call you next week to see whether the cost of business, as we are saying, has really. You
can even call me tomorrow morning.
Oh, you wait small.
Call me or tomorrow after, or tomorrow, or Wednesday morning. You can call me. Yeah, Wednesday morning. You can call me Wednesday morning. Hey, because tomorrow the rate. I've seen. I'm going to find out what, because look, this is a professional season free forwarder who have just sent a message that cost of doing business at the port today has gone up by 60%.
That means we are in for a dry Christmas.
Thank you very much.
All right, I would like to say thank you to Asaki. Asaki, we've been trying to get him into the studio for a long time. Today he managed to come to the studio. I would like to say a big thank you to you, explaining to us what goes into what importers and exporters go through. Some of us are new to these things. I know most of you to understand these issues better. He's come here to explain to us how things work. We touched briefly on the depreciation of the city. We didn't talk about the inflation, we didn't talk about the exchange, we didn't talk about the Bank of Ghana, how they are mismanaging the... So I think I've seen IMF report. They are telling them that we tread cautious with their prime rate. The IMF is yes, because why should we wait for IMF to come back? So when Professor Higgs was saying that our inflation rates are at 40%, now our inflation is more than 40%. Let us be free. Is Ghana a pet project?
No, but the point is,
I think it's
no.
being too
People are
hard on us.
massaging the figures, and he's telling you that that's not it.
But those are the data.
And the
that we have.
reality is showing on you. If you are carrying 1,000 yesterday, it is valueless in your pocket.
Yes, the data is what we
That's
have.
the inflation.
Data is what we
That is how fast the inflation is eating into our economy.
Of course.
So the government should admit, Vice President Baumia and his team should admit and tell us what pragmatic measures they are putting in place. Look, let me say.
You think they don't know that we are in bad times?
In this 2023 budget,
Yes,
the port, you don't want to see any additional taxes.
that's what you want.
Because if you see
And they
additional
say we should
taxes,
fix our revenue.
the business community, they will divert their cargo to Ivory Coast and to Lomé. In fact, many people have wind up. Many business people have collapsed.
Is it true?
Many AGI members are also struggling to live. I'm telling you, that's the fact. That's how
Is it
that's
true
how the
most
situation
of
is.
people are going out? Most of the people are collapsing. Businesses are collapsing.
I said revenue have lost by 40% or even more, month by month in this country.
Okay. Now, bad question. If the city becomes like this, do you gain? Are those who export gain, or those who import?
Yes,
gain?
exporters
Who
will
gains?
gain. Exporters will gain.
So it's a balancing act.
Exporters, and I'm saying we are doing little in export. We've signed the EPA. EPA is not Environmental Protection Agency. The Economic Partnership Agreement to trade with AU.
Yeah.
You get all the time they ban our product and stuff like that. Then you ask yourself, is it the same Standards Authority or FDA who are also there? Our people will inspect here, Plant Quarantine Division will inspect here. You get it, they say they have seen pesticide. Even one insect, if they see in your vector, they return it, the whole thing. So they collapse the exporter. These are some of the forums that we think that if Ghana Export Promotion Authority is organizing that, they bring people like us to talk to
I was going to ask you what the government was doing
talk
for
to the people. Or
exporters.
if they free zone people are doing that program, they invite, they will go and talk to the people.
So let me ask
Because
you.
we are the leaders, whether you like it or not, you like a sacrifice or not, I became an institution.
Is it that the government is getting so much from imports but not too much from export that it seems
It's
the
not the
attention
same
is on
government that
import?
says that the import is taking so much quantum of our foreign.
Yeah, because as we are talking about
importing
export,
inflation,
as
is that
we
not
are-
the same government
as we-
that
as-
says we are importing inflation? So we do export more to, because look, if you go to the port authority, the director general is not a happy person. If you go to MPS, the director, the CEO there is not, because we see more empty containers leaving the source than to be loaded, you know. And
Yeah.
if we are to do export, the ocean
Yeah.
is better.
Yes.
Sea freight is better than
Better, yeah.
air freight.
Air
Air
freight,
freight is
surely.
so expensive.
Expensive,
If you are doing perishable cargo,
Yeah.
then we can do air
freight,
freight,
yeah.
so that they can lift quick, so that it will, to avoid it being perishable. Yes, I agree. But sea freight is cheaper. The port will return more empty containers than more import is coming here.
You talked about additional value. I have a friend who is in the gold industry. The other time I was talking to him, and he was saying that if we should have, let's say, Dawa industrial area, let's have a big area for, let's say, goldsmith. Let's add value to our gold. I mean, Dubai and others, what do they have? These big companies are there churning out better. What branded? So Dolce and Gabbana, they don't have one single gold. They buy it. So why don't we have some these genuine things that?
But we have the Dawa pack that.
That's what I'm saying. That what are we
the
using it
Minister of
for?
Trade put up there.
That's
It's
what I'm
lined-
saying.
it's
What
lined
are we
there
using
green.
it for?
I don't know. Go ask the minister.
Large expanse of land.
This is where we are.
I think the Bank of Ghana, their policy rate is not helping you as well.
Of course, yes. The prime rate is making the interest rate higher. And as I speak with you, the commercial banks are no more borrowing. They are not borrowing. Seriously. They are no more borrowing. To the
I
business
think the
community.
best way
Because they say
out
the
is-
risk is very high. You can't pay. And people, those, especially the West is people, those who even pay their price at 8 cities at the time, they have finished selling. The dollar has moved from 7 cities or from the 6 cities to 15. Look, if you go to Fishing Harbour, I know people come and say, I'm thinking, I don't know how I'm going to pay my people, my suppliers. They don't know. They
now
make
I get it.
losses.
Now I get it. Now I get it properly.
Because they peg it. They never know the dollar run speed like that.
You
So
know,
people are moving, and that's why I said you have business people sitting in the VA, they are sweating, they are thinking. People are mentally ill. If you go to the market, people are crying within them.
you know,
That is how bad the situation is.
You know why I get confused? I had a friend, I have a friend who was an importer of frozen meat and other things. And about 2 years ago, he said he likes this government because at least the city has been stable. Now he can plan. Now this year, speaking to him, he's even left the country. So what did they do wrong? Because in the first term of their office, I think things were a bit better.
It's because the previous government had put in certain measures in place, and they were at the fourth year to take off good, and we voted them out and we brought them. So of course, all the indicators were there for them to flourish on. The stability of power and other things. You think they just came? What did they do? After Jacob, what did he do when he came, the first minister of energy? What did he do to stabilize it? Did he go and bring any loan from somewhere? No. They took the money from here. Yeah. Just that the previous government was not talking enough. Whatever they were doing, I don't know what happened. Their communication at the time was it forthcoming for us to know this is what they are doing, this is what they are doing, this. I'm sure next time they will learn their lesson.
Thank you so much, Azaki. I'd like to say thank you to you for this morning. You really explained. He said I should call you tomorrow. Probably tomorrow I'll call him again, and then we'll see whether the cost of business is really rising. And then, do we have hope as a country? He doesn't deal with import alone. He does well with export as well. So maybe we have to add more value to our export. We have a lot of things that we're exporting, but what are we doing to them? Most of them are being exported in its raw form. What are we getting? I mean, we are touted to be one of the best countries with chocolate. I don't even know how much chocolate is bringing into the country.
We have some few companies that are producing chocolate.
Yeah, I'm saying the
value. But yeah, if we are not adding, if we are adding value, if we are selling raw cocoa more than we are adding value to go, then this is what garbage in, garbage out, as I said somewhere.
Since how many years ago we are still exporting cocoa beans? That should have been a thing of the past. Anyway, when the president came to power, he was talking with his counterpart in Cote d'Ivoire that we should add value to our cocoa beans before they exported. They started all these factories and more. Well, let's see.
You saw how aggressively when the Chinese people started growing cocoa.
Yeah.
You saw the terminology, the modern technology they are using in harvesting.
Yeah.
You saw the modern technology they are using in drying.
Yeah.
We are saying in the so how can we? That's how aggressive. I wanted us to look at African Continental Free Trade. Yeah. We have this. We are hosting the secretariat. We are happy. What next? If you go to every district, if you ask of African Continental Free Trade, what would they tell you?
When you have
what do we identify? So if you say African Continental Free Trade, Ghana, we are blessed with okra. Our strength area is okra. Our strength here is pepper. They need our pepper here. They need our pepper, okra. Everybody aggressive.
Is it that they are not listening to us, or they don't give you the chance to talk about? Because we've talked about so many things. The things that you've espoused, is it that when you meet?
I said I sit here for the whole year, 2022. Ghana Export Promotion has been doing the program. They've never sent an invitation to my office.
Oh, I understand.
Exim Bank does engagement. They've never sent a letter to my office. Free Zone does program. They never sent a letter to my office. I can count them. The institution that's supposed to be engaging my outfit closely. Because we have the voice. We can go out to advocate. We can even become the ambassadors. When you go and pick a celebrity to go do ambassador, the celebrity is not in that field.
He doesn't understand.
We are in the field. If we are to be a serious country, wherever they are going, if they are district, we have the Gutta president here, we have the import and export association. These are the people who are at the port and they know what is happening. What would be good for us? And we bring them to come and encourage you people, motivate you people. Don't you think? So. The president or the minister of trade traveling to meet other business people, he said, look, we have brought, if you go to accounting, these are the voices there. They speak personally to business issues.
You haven't traveled with any government?
Where?
Before? Any government delegation before?
Ever.
Hey.
Good president, my
name is PeeKay. We're supposed to have sports, but definitely this afternoon between 3 and 5 there will be more time with sports, and that's what we'll be having. Let me go for a break. When I come back, then I sign off from this great program. My name is PeeKay. Just hold on there. I'll be right back.
The gospel movement, Jesus is coming. It is about time we uplift our God through praise, worship, prayers, and the word. That's why I welcome you onto this channel, Anidaso Television. From